welcome back to Fondant Sculpting at the Davenport Public Library. You can get out your block of fondant. I don't know, what color is your fondant today? Have you been just leaving it white, or are you changing the color? Okay, today we are making a fish. Mary told you last week we were gonna make this guy. So the first thing that we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to roll this out. It looks kind of like a pretzel. Okay, you notice that mine are, the ones that my examples are kind of hard. You can hear them when I hit the table. The way that I got them to be stiff like that is to put them in the fridge. So if you put this fondant in the refrigerator, it's going to get a lot firmer. It's gonna get hard. So you don't want to do that if you're going to be working with it. And that's why we don't store it in the fridge. When we store it, we just wrap it up so that it's airtight, and we put it on the counter or in the cupboard or wherever it is that you're going to keep it. Okay, for the fish, we're going to need to make a great big long snake worm type thing. And so we're going to roll it out just like you would working with Play-Doh, except it's, I don't know, it feels a little bit different. I'm gonna pull it a little bit so that it might make it go faster. And this is the part on this project that's gonna take the longest. And you wanna make it kind of long, because what we're gonna do is fold it in half to make this guy. So you want it to be twice as long as your, well, a little bit more than twice as long as your fish, because we do have some folds in it. And if it's not working very well with the rolling it, did you see how I was kind of pulling it? So you can kind of pull it too. Whichever technique works best for you. And that's true with anything in the kitchen. You find out the technique that works best for you, and then you can kind of modify most of the projects for your ease, or for what materials you have around. Okay, so I'm happy with that length. It's pretty long, isn't it? Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is fold it. And we want to be kind of gentle, because we don't want to break it. I mean, we don't want to make it misshapen. And we're going to make a U shaped with the fold the farthest away from us. Okay. So there's my U. And now I'm going to take the two ends and I'm going to fold them up on top of the U. So the side pieces will go on top. Okay, so it's gonna look like that. And now the next thing that we're gonna do is we're going to take one of these sides and we're going to twist it. So we twisted it over. I'll put it down here. So we just take it and we pick it up and we twist it. And as we're twisting it, we can kind of pull it toward us, so that it gets a little bit longer if you want to. See how that one looks? Okay, so we just pick it up and we twist it toward the center. Okay, so it looks like that. Do you want to see that again? Let me see if I can untwist it. Okay. So we start with the U. It's going to be all wacky now. We start with the U away from us. So it's at the top of your paper. You take the ends of it and you put it on top so that it makes kind of the beginning of a bow. Kind of wonky because it's been folded once already. So that's the first one. You have here's your center fold, and then you have your, whatever these are called, your feet. What's going to be the fish's body, it goes on top of that centerpiece. And then you just pick up one of the circles, one of the little bows, and you twist it toward the center and pull it just a little bit. So you pick it up and you twist it toward the center. Very nice. That's the hardest part of this whole thing. You know what I forgot? I forgot we're going to need an extra couple of pieces. So luckily, you have a little bit of you have your last square left. So we might use a piece off of that. If you don't have your last square left, we're going to just cut off a piece of the tail. So I'm going to do that now, so that I'll have it there. See how I just kind of cut off the end? Because I'm going to need that for the eyes. I forgot to have you do that first. Okay. So we have those going. Now we are going to go toward the end, and we're going to pinch it together and smash down this end, and that is going to be our tail. And we can kind of push that toward the center if you want. And you'll take your fork in the tail and you'll make them into fins. Okay, and you can take your fork if you want to, or you can take your knife, and you can add scales onto your fish's body. Alrighty. Now we just need to add the eyes. Oh, well, we'll add the fins later. We also need some little fins on the side here. For your eyes, do you remember how we did that on some of our other projects? You just take a little bit of the fondant and you make little balls. And we'll put those right in the center of our pretzel pieces. So we're putting them right in here. And then we can take our chips. You know, let's use a pretzel to poke a hole in it. I think we forgot to do that with last week when we were making our elephant. Just makes it a little bit easier to put them in when you already have a toothpick hole in it. Fish eyes. I'm going to take another circle and put it in between the twists. I'm just going to put one right there because I think it will look prettier. My fish is a little bit skinny. Okay, our last fin that we need is this one right here. So we just take our knife or our fork on the end of it and just squish down and make that fin. And add our scales or our gills. And voila! Okay, this fish looks kind of squashy. This one's kind of squashy too, but not as squashy. That one's a little bit cuter. Turn it right side up. And if you have like a gumdrop, you can put a red gumdrop right in there, and it would be so pretty. And that's our fish. Did you have fun with fondant sculpture? If you have one more sculpture left, if you have one more square of fondant left, you can build your own creation, whatever you want to, or you can repeat one of the ones that we've already done. And if you would like to, you can pop it up into the comments. And everybody watch the comments to see other people's work, because I think it'll be fun to see what other people do. And you can go to Pinterest, or you can just do a Google search if you want to, or there's tons of books on cake decorating to get other ideas of working with fondant. And I have to tell you, I had more fun with this class this year, so I'm very glad that you joined me with it. And stay tuned, keep checking the library and see what other fun things that we have coming up this fall and this winter. And I will see you soon.